if the washer fills to a selected level. But when you close the door, the motor doesn't run. Set the timer on the spin cycle and pull the knob. Open the door on the washer and wait until all the water has drained out. Close the door. If the only thing running is the pump and the washer doesn't spin, you need to check the lid or door switch. Set the timer on the beginning of the regular cycle and turn it on. Open the door and let it fill to a selected level. After the washer has filled to a selected level, close the door and disconnect the washer from the wall outlet. Open the controls panel. Make a jumper wire like this by applying solder to the two ends and grinding the ends to a point. Disconnect the lid switch from the wire harness. Connect the jumper wire between these two terminals on the wire harness. Make sure you have a good connection. Then put a piece of electrical tape to insulate the connection. Close the controls panel, but don't screw the holding screws. Make sure that the timer is on and connect the washer to the wall outlet. If the washer starts agitating properly with a jumper wire installed, you have a bad lid or door switch and you need to replace it. Disconnect the washer from the wall outlet and remove the front panel. To be able to remove the top panel, you will need to remove these two screws. Disengage the top panel, pull it out a little bit, and disconnect the lid switch from the wire harness. Grab the top panel and flip it upside down like this. To remove this switch, you need to push down on these tabs with a screwdriver. Go ahead and push the tab with the screwdriver and catch the plastic piece with the other hand. Unscrew this holding screw and remove the bad lid switch assembly. Put this plastic piece through this hole. Grab the switch and set it in place. When it's aligned, push down on it until it locks. Then screw in the holding screw. Let me show you how to remove and install this type of switch. Use a small screwdriver and push on this tab and take the switch right out, right through the hole. To install the new switch, put it through the hole, align it, and push it with the other hand until it snaps in place. The new switch doesn't come with a connecting plug. You will have to cut the connecting plug from the old switch, use two butt connectors, and splice it to the new switch. Flip the top panel and connect the lid switch to the wire harness. Set the top panel in place and screw in the two holding screws. Install the front panel and you're done replacing the magnetic lid switch. Disconnect the washer from the wall outlet and remove the front panel. Remove these two screws, one on the left and one on the right. Lift and move the top panel a little bit so you could disconnect the lid switch from the wire harness. Flip the top panel upside down and lay it down on top of the washer like this. Unscrew the two holding screws and remove the bad switch. You may need to remove the wires and the screws from the old switch and put them on the new one. Set the new switch in place and screw in the two holding screws. Flip the top panel and connect the lit switch to the wire harness. Set the top panel in place and secure it with the two holding screws. Install the front panel and you're done replacing the mechanical lit switch. Before replacing the switch, make sure that the problem is not that the plunger is not activating the switch. You should hear the switch clicking when you open and close the door. If the switch doesn't click, remove it and let me show you how to adjust it. To adjust the lever on the switch, grab it with a needle nose pliers and bend it upwards a little bit like this. Now the lever doesn't have to be pushed so far down to activate the switch. Go ahead and install the switch and try it out to see how it works now. That is the way that the switch is supposed to work. The lit switch actuator or striker and the switch pad must be in place in order for the switch to work. If the lit switch pad is missing, the actuator or striker will not be able to turn the switch on when you close the door. Here you can see what I'm talking about. When the pad is missing, the striker goes right to the switch without turning the switch on when you close the door. This is how the pad looks, and this is the part number, but it's very expensive for a little piece of plastic. And this is how you install the pad on the switch. You could do a temporary fix by wrapping electrical tape around the wire to make a base like this.